You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, General Hospital fans. This is Soap Dirt on YouTube, and we have got something very serious to talk to you about today. Haley Pullos had a horrific DUI crash. She hit two different people. One of them sustained serious injuries, and we have to ask, because this is a felony, whether General Hospital is going to fire her. The first hint of trouble with Molly Lansing Davis actress Haley Pullos came on May 11th. That's the day we learned that her role had been recast on GH due to a car wreck. But now we know the story is much darker and more serious than it first appeared. We're going to dig in. If you haven't already, reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of your General Hospital spoilers and news that you need to stay current on your favorite ABC soap. So Soap Digest revealed that Haley Pullos had made a statement to them saying that her role had been recast while she was convalescing. The recast actress is Holiday Mia Kriegel. So Haley Pullos told the magazine, "Unfortunately, I was involved in an automobile accident and I'm doing okay, but I'm going to need a little time to recover. I will be back as soon as possible." So yes, the Molly Lansing actress was injured in a car accident. That is true, but not the whole truth. Far from it. The situation is far more grave than Haley Pullos made it sound in her statement to the soap opera magazine. And now the truth is coming out. Not only was she in a serious crash, but it's one she allegedly caused, hot on the heels of a hit and run, according to police reports. And Haley Pullos was arrested for felony DUI. The story is absolutely shocking. We're going to delve into it and tell you all about her 2 car crashes in one night and her felony DUI arrest. A simple car crash is one thing, but as many General Hospital viewers were quick to point out, a DUI is not an accident. It's a choice you make to put your life and the life of others at risk. Reportedly, the passenger of the car Haley Pullos crashed into is in serious condition, and that is no small matter. Others have been fired from General Hospital for what could be considered smaller infractions than this. We won't dive too deeply into that, but we all know of a handful of pandemic-related firings at GH among actors and crew. And then let's think about the case of Tyler Christopher, who acknowledged that he had an alcohol problem. He was first fired from General Hospital and then from Days of Our Lives when he allegedly was too drunk on set to function. Since then, Tyler Christopher's gone to rehab, cleaned up his act, and got his life back on track. So also troubling about this report about Haley Pullos is her reaction to paramedics, police, and healthcare workers at the hospital that she engaged in cursing and violence against. In her original statement, the actress made it sound like she'd had a simple car accident from which she needed to recover, but the truth is far more stunning. At about 1:30 a.m. on April 29th, according to police reports, Haley Pullos caused 2 accidents on the 134 freeway in Pasadena near the Orange Grove Boulevard and Colorado Boulevard exit. She hit an Oldsmobile driven by a 27-year-old woman going westbound. She didn't stop. That was the first accident. She kept going after the first accident, and that was the hit and run. Then she swerved, and her vehicle went over the barrier, and she slammed head-on into an oncoming Kia sedan. We're talking about one of those concrete, heavy barriers. We have a picture you can see from the accident, and you can kind of see it off to the side, but that's more than 3 feet tall. That is a big obstacle for a car to leap. It's just even scary to think about. So her second victim of the night, allegedly, was a 23-year-old female who sustained serious injuries when she crashed head-on into her car, going roughly 60 miles an hour, according to the police report. Police arrived on the scene, but Haley Pullos couldn't get out of her car. So firefighters were summoned, and they extracted her from her vehicle using the jaws of life. Then they loaded her into an ambulance, and things got more troubling. The police said that when a firefighter was checking Haley Pullos for injuries, she hit him and screamed, "This is a $400 effing shirt." I have censored the profanity. She reportedly did not, according to the police report. Then the police report says police found marijuana edibles and small bottles of tequila in her car, and things got more tangled after the actress arrived at nearby Huntington Hospital via ambulance. There, police noted her speech was slurred, her eyes were watery, and they said she smelled of alcohol. They arrested her at the hospital for felony driving under the influence. Then the police report goes on to say that she got so aggressive and was fighting with hospital staff that they had to sedate her. Meanwhile, the driver of the other car is listed as having severe injuries and remains hospitalized. So the big question is, how will the ABC soap handle this? It's not a small matter. A felony DUI in California can have wide-ranging consequences. For starters, a standard first-time DUI is treated as a misdemeanor. So this was not that any DUI is minor, because it's not. It's a bad thing to do. We can all agree on that, surely. But there's a big difference between a misdemeanor DUI and a felony DUI. So because police arrested the Molly Lansing actress under felony DUI, that means there were, quote, aggravating factors. A misdemeanor DUI can see you up to 6 months in jail and $1,000 or higher fine. But if you cause injury to other people during your DUI, that can rack it up to a felony. In this case, because the innocent driver of the other vehicle Pullos crashed into suffered major injuries, that's enough to amp the charge to a felony. She'll likely face the charges of driving under the influence and causing injury, which is California Vehicle Code 23153, Section A, and also Section B, which is driving with a blood alcohol content greater than 0.08% and causing injury. So the judge will likely take into account the severity of the accident and the extent of her victim's injuries, according to a California DUI lawyer we checked with. This was a bad crash, and the injuries to the other driver are reportedly major. There's no word yet on whether the first person she crashed into and drove off from, allegedly, suffered any injuries. If the person Haley Pullos crashed into dies, she could actually face many years up to life in prison. Generally, they don't put life in prison on you unless you have had multiple felony DUIs. As far as we know, this is her first DUI. Felony DUI convictions usually carry a suspended license provision as well as possible jail time, and in some cases, mandatory interlock device on your car. If you don't know what that is, that's where you have to basically breathe into it, take a breathalyzer test before the steering wheel will unlock and allow you to crank and drive your car. Fan reaction as news spreads have ranged from simply hoping that she gets help to recovery wishes for the people she smashed into, and while also expressing that this kind of behavior is not acceptable. Here's a few General Hospital fan tweets about the incident. DUI is not an accident. I pray the other driver makes a full recovery. Another read, Tyler Christopher was fired from General Hospital for the same reason, except he did not crash into anybody like this. First of all, I hope Haley Pullos gets the help she needs. Secondly, bad behavior should not be rewarded. I think it's Haley's time to go too. And they're, of course, referring to the recent exits of both Lexi Ainsworth and Ken Schreiner from the show. Another tweeted, she's got to go. And I really liked her as Molly, but I have zero tolerance for DUI. There are so many options for getting where you need to go if you're under the influence. Write Molly off the show. They said they would like her to just be gone, not to be a recast, not to be killed off, but just to go. Another said, I hope Haley gets the help she needs, but this is very bad and it's hard to see her returning to GH after this. For now, the role of Molly Lansing Davis was recast with Holiday Mia Kriegel. You might have seen her on Animal Kingdom or Bull. Kriegel shows up as Molly the week of May 22nd. That timing is fortuitous because on Monday, May 22nd, is when recast Christina Corinthos appears with Days of Our Lives alumnus Kate Manzi stepping into the role. So this endometriosis storyline kicks into high gear starting next week, and with 2 recasts beginning on almost the same day, if the ABC soap is considering making this Molly recast permanent, it's a good window to make it happen. There's 2 new actresses, a brand new storyline heating up, and big changes ahead. But of course, the big question remains whether General Hospital would fire Haley Pullos over this felony DUI arrest, which has aggravating circumstances. As of now, ABC said the network would not comment on the situation, but given that it's making headlines and the woman she struck was seriously injured, it seems unlikely this can be swept under the rug. Share in your comments what you think about this. You can see photos of the accident. It's very hard to look at. You can see in one of the pictures, you can see all the airbags have gone off. The front of the one car, which I have to assume is the other person that she hit, but I don't know, is almost ripped off, and you can see all this red. It almost looks like there's blood. Hopefully that's not a bunch of blood. Hopefully it's some kind of red markings on the airbags, but we don't know. But you can see the look of both cars. It is very serious. Let us know what you think about this and what you think should be the outcome, and whether General Hospital should sideline her for a while after this very serious arrest.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.